This is a quick review and overview of the TEAC A-1250 stereo reel-to-reel tape deck. This is a product of Japan made by TEAC or TEAC Corporation. And I'm just going to start out here showing you the back of the unit. There's a place to connect a ground wire if you need one. There's the fuse and voltage selector. We got a place to connect the power cable. We've got audio out left and right. We've got the DIN audio in and out for the European audio systems, and then we've got a line in here for recording from another source, such as a turntable or another tape deck or something. So here's the unit as it looks from the back side, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and set the camera down so I can get this monstrosity turned around so that we can see the front of it. I'm going to connect the power cable to the back, and I'm going to connect an audio source on the back side here. Turn it around so you can see this glorious piece of equipment. So here it is. This is the TEAC A-1250 reel-to-reel tape deck, and as you can see, it has a lot of the standard features of tape decks, but the thing I like about the TEAC is that I owned one of these when I was in my early 20s and did some recording for a buddy of mine who had a band, and we mastered a lot of their albums from a 4-track Tascam recorder onto reel-to-reel, and we got a nice smooth high frequency response, low noise recording, and we would use those master tapes to make cassettes off of. So here we go. We've got tape speed low and high, which I don't know why they would label it that way. It's actually 3 3/4 inches per second and 7.5 inches per second. You've got a mic input here with your mic jacks there to plug in your mic. You've got the volume for line input, and you've got a headphone jack with an output volume control there. So that controls the actual attenuated output to your receiver or amplifier. Now the interesting thing about this is this unit will actually allow you to mix your signal. So you could plug in a line level input and a microphone input, and you could essentially mix something with those two sources and record them at the same time, which is kind of neat. You've got a monitor, tape, and source here, and the interesting part about this unit is that it's a 3-head tape deck, so that as you are recording, as you're making a recording, you can actually hear what the recording is going to sound like as it's being recorded. You can switch whether you want to record just on the left channel or just on the right. So you could actually do you could lay down an audio track, go back, switch it to the right channel, and then record another audio track, accompaniment or something. You've got bias control for normal and chromium tapes. You've got a record indicator. We forgot the VU meters there. And then you've got your controls here, which are fast forward, fast rewind, pause, play, and you can play in forward and reverse, because as it indicates here on the front, this is an automatic reverse tape recording unit. You have a tape counter up there for reference points if you just want to reference some places on tapes. And there you go. And I'll tell you what, this as I was saying earlier, I had one of these when I was younger, and we used it for mixing audio. But I think one of the best features of it is, or for an old tape deck, because you think, why would you want an old reel-to-reel tape deck? Well, here's the reason. These tapes that were mastered in the 60s and 70s are some of the most amazing sounding pieces of audio you will ever hear in your life. They are really, really magnificent. Better than LP? Yes, they are better than LP. LP, as you know, has a compression technique known as the RIAA curve, which was used to compress the audio somewhat to allow more information to be fitted onto a disc and to keep the grooves from running into each other with audio, and they could put the finer grooves in there. With tape, you don't have any of that. Tape is completely uncompressed, full range, completely amazing audio. And of course, it's all analog, it's not digital. So what I've done here is I have looped on a tape, and this particular tape is a Columbia stereo tape, Wonderland of Sound, Andre Kostelanetz, and however you pronounce his last name, The World's Greatest Waltzes. Ironically, this tape was made in 1963. It says here at the top, stereo tape, unquestionably the finest method of reproducing music in your home. In addition to the living excitement of stereo and high-fidelity sound, stereo tape never wears out, never scratches, never warps. It provides you with literally endless hours of listening pleasure, giving you tomorrow's sound today. There is some untruth to that. I would say it does wear out, and it doesn't warp, but it does stretch over time. So your tape can actually stretch out, and which changes the speed or reduces the frequency response of the tape. So let's see it in operation here. Let's go ahead and put it into the play mode here. And the unit kicks into high gear. Notice we're not hearing any motor noise at all. This thing is just so quiet. The only thing you're hearing is the squeaky tape squeaking up against the reels as it loops through. Now I'm recording this on an iPhone, so there's no stereo recording, but the imaging of the stereo recording from back then is just amazing. There's such a presence to the sound, and you feel like you're on stage with them. And let's see here, we've got our little meters down here that are moving to the music. As I mentioned earlier, you can play it in reverse. So this is side 2 of the tape. And you can listen to it in slow motion if you'd like. Sounds a little bit like music from Star Trek, the original TV series from the 60s, doesn't it? So some of the things that you should look for if you're going to buy one of these, I found this one on Craigslist. I paid $80 for it, which is a really good deal. If you buy one on eBay, you're going to pay a lot of money for shipping because this thing weighs about, I would say, probably weighs 40 pounds. It may weigh 50 pounds, I'm not sure. But to have one of these shipped is going to cost you quite a bit of money. So that's something to keep in mind as you're going to purchase one of these. Now, I just got this in yesterday, and one of the things I did notice is that one of the audio channels apparently has it's probably a transistor that's going out, but I'll give you a listen. If I crank this audio up, I don't know if you can hear that on here or not, but I'm getting a loud roar out of the right channel. And like I said, that usually means that there's a faulty transistor, audio amplifier transistor that's going out. But when it's at a low volume, I really can't hear it, and it doesn't seem to be affecting the actual quality of sound or audio. So that's one of the things you might want to check out if you get a chance to rehearse the unit. Don't just rely on the fact that the motors are turning. You might want to plug it up to something and have them rehearse it for you, play it, demonstrate it, because you very well could have audio problems. Again, these were made in the 70s, so there's no telling over time what kind of issues you're going to have. But these TEACs are outstanding as far as their durability, the fact that they're so well made. I mean, watch how fast this thing will fast forward. I mean, you could literally get to the end of the tape probably within, I don't know, a minute or so here. I mean, it's really, really fast. This one has kind of a lever that changes your operation. So if you wanted to fast forward or rewind, you go there, pause it here. If you want to play forward or play backwards, then you use this selector here. I kind of like that. I mean, some people would say, "Oh, I wish I had a button for everything," but I think that works pretty well. You get used to it really fast. So I'm not going to demonstrate recording something on it because I think that's kind of boring. But in any case, if you find one of these, grab it. Go to eBay, pick you up some of these really old 1960s tapes and connect them to your hi-fi, your stereo system, and you'll be amazed at the sound quality. I mean, there's just a rich, deep clarity and presence to the audio that will amaze you. I hope you enjoyed this quick review, and I recommend this unit, this A-1250, and have a great day.